So why was Garling chosen over Gunko? Spoilers for Elbath and Egghead, but at the end of Egghead, we know that former Five Elders member Jay Garcia Saturn was killed by Emu based on his insubordination and not getting rid of the Emmett robot, and therefore not getting rid of a remnant of Joy Boy's Hockey, because Joy Boy's Hockey was in a wind knot within Emmett's body. So, he is replaced by Figurlin Garland, the former head of the Holy Knights and the father to Shanks and Shamrock. But what's weird about this is that why was he chosen over Gunko? Because from what we've been seeing so far, based on the various flashbacks and the events of Elbath as they've been going on so far, Gunko was a very loyal servant to Emu and a very personal servant to Emu, because she is the only other person we have seen within Emu's flower room. So it's weird that somebody that Emu trusts so much wasn't interested with the position of being a Five Elders member. Maybe, just maybe, Five Elders members have to be men. So it does make you think, what prerequisites are needed to become a Five Elders member? Because it's super weird that these conclave of men exist in the highest point of authority under Emu within the world government. And why did Emu choose men from these five families specifically? I think the reason why Garling was chosen to replace Jay Garcia Saturn is because of his tenure as the Holy Knight and how he did technically kill Davy D. Zebek. So yeah, I would see why he was chosen there, but it's still kind of weird that Gunko is such a trusted and loyal servant to Emu that she wasn't chosen over him. I still find that odd, especially seeing as how she probably has more battle experience than him, seeing as how she most likely is older than him because she is 77. Garling most likely is probably around 60 or what have you, most likely the same age as Garp, if I were to guess. So with that being said, it's very weird that Gunko was just taken out of the running. And I wonder too, and this has been a thing that's been rattling around in my mind for some years now, but I wonder if certain families are given certain privileges within the upper echelons of the world government. Because we do have a shepherd in the Holy Knights, as well as a shepherd in the Five Elders. We have Shepherd Somers of the Holy Knights, and of course, Shepherd Jupiter of the Five Elders. So I wonder if the Shepherd family is seen a tad differently apart from, like, say, the Rose War family. Kind of get what I mean? So that's something that really has to be thought about. But now for narrative purposes, I do wonder if the reason why Gunko wasn't given that high of a position, just kind of out of context, is because she's going to be a main character in the future. Because so far, she's been given a lot of leeway in the narrative and an opportunity to be redeemed, which is not something that's handed out very frequently, especially when you consider the group that we're talking about. The Five Elders, the Holy Knights, and the Celestial Dragons have all basically been painted with the same brush of being unredeemably evil. So for her to be seen as somebody who presumably could be redeemed is a rarity in this story. So I think that's a narrative reason why she wasn't given an upper position, because she was being set up to be a main character later. Kind of like how we've talked about before, in which Laboon set up Brooke and therefore Brooke sets up Gunko. I think that could be the line of logic that could be going on here. But as for talking about in-lore mechanics, I'm not actually sure. I think it really was the Zebek thing that just pushes Garling up over others in terms of loyalty, perhaps. But that's what I got. If you're enjoying the video so far, click the like button. And if you want to see more from me, click the subscribe button, followed by that bell so you never miss a video. In addition, if you could, hit the hype button because it really does help. With that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Works.